Alright everyone, how are you? I am the Awesome Soul, and I am here today to answer the age-old question, why exactly did I just get one-shotted? Now, this guide is more so for newer players, however, there might be something here for you, if you are a veteran player. You never know. Anyways, I have multiple demonstration pieces here to illustrate a few points and hopefully make it a bit clearer to you guys. Starting off, we will plop down our pilot seat right about there and explain what's exactly going on here. So this was a little dinky bot I kind of just slapped together, and this would be a bad example, and I'll explain why. See, this wheel here is going to get shot, and because it's so narrow here, it only has space to transfer to here, and then the damage is going to transfer to here, here, and spread out in either this direction, well, and this direction as well. That's basically going straight into the pilot seat. There's also not much armor here for it to spread out to. Likewise with the guns, you shoot this gun, transfers to here, to there, and it goes right into here. From there, it's going to transfer to here, the wheel, if it hasn't been shot off already, to here, destroying this gun mount, and therefore the gun, and going right into your pilot seat, which is also gonna destroy the entire bot. Because if you didn't know, your pilot seat is the most important piece on your bot. Doesn't matter how much armor you have, how many guns you have, if this thing, or rather the blocks connected to the pilot seat are destroyed, then your entire bot goes poof. Not much else you can do about that. Also, something that's usually overlooked by people are functional parts. So, if all of these parts get shot off, just like so, then no matter how much armor you have left, your bot is now destroyed. Doesn't matter if your seat has been shot, or your seat is intact, your bot is going to be destroyed. So just keep that in mind, maybe add a few more functional parts, or, well, we'll get to that later. So now moving on, we have a bit of a better example. This was, I guess, well, direct step up. It looks quite similar, however there are a few differences that make it far, far improved over that one. Starting out, we have these damage routing blocks. Now, the damage from this wheel is going to be transferred to here. If this was a full block, it would transfer out this way, all around. However, with this block here, notice how it's not touching this block or this block. It's only making contact with the wheel and this block. So what this means is when the wheel is destroyed, the remaining damage is going to be transferred to here and out to here, rather than going this way and getting dangerously close to the seat. It's going to be dispersing into this big, huge chunk of armor up at the front. And that's something you want. Damage routing is very important in Robocraft. Likewise, you can use damage routing on seats too. The damage will route up to here and take out this half of the seat. But notice how these two blocks aren't connected by the face at all. So if you wanted to destroy the other half of the seat, the damage would have to flow all the way back around here and up this channel here. Then, and only then, will your bot be destroyed. Unless, of course, all the functional parts are gone, like I said before. Now, skirting. While very, very useful on heavier, tankier bots, just keep in mind that skirting won't be around forever. It will be blasted off at some point, and therefore people can get inside and shoot, well, whatever is inside the skirting. Usually movement types. More specifically, wheels and tracks work best with skirting. As you can hopefully see by the previous examples, once the skirting is gone, and this wheel is blasted off, the damage is going directly into the seat. And that is not something you want. So what you're going to want to do is combine something like this, a wider base, and these blocks here. That are going to damage route into big, large chunks of armor and away from your pilot seat. Next up, I'll be covering weak points in bots. Every bot has them. No matter how hard you try, you're always going to have a weak point in your bot. However, you can always try to fortify these weak points as much as possible. It's just some points are naturally going to be weaker than others. Doesn't mean you're going to be one-shotted by them. It's just if you get shot in that direct spot, maybe it'll take 2 to 3 hits rather than, I don't know, 6. Of course, I'm talking about like rail shots or plasma. SMGs, it's going to take a lot longer. But anyways, here is a really, really bad example of what you don't want to do. So this is a terrible weak point right here. However, let's just say this was built up at the front here. You got a big, huge plate of armor at the front. So you're driving head-on, you're going to be able to take quite a few hits here. But, coming around here, a single shot right here is probably going to end up taking you out. So you've got one block between you and the outside world. And that's not good. However, these arms holding onto the tracks are quite a good idea, because it breaks this off and it has to transfer the damage all the way through every single one of these blocks before it can get to the main chassis. However, you are definitely going to need more armor here, and possibly a bit more armor at the front too. Next up, we'll be going into a plane design. Now, it follows somewhat of a similar concept as this one. So say if you're in a big dogfight, you've got this huge nose sticking out the front. You've got quite a few blocks between you and the outside world. However, when you attack from below, you have nothing protecting you. You have one block, well, 2 blocks rather, holding onto your pilot seat. When this block gets shot, it's going to transfer out and around, like so. And of course, this is the other block holding onto your seat, so once that's gone, your whole bot's destroyed. So try to armor as much as possible, and of course, don't make a paper-thin bot like this. Of course, these are fairly simplistic just for demonstration purposes. You're going to want to make something a little more advanced than some white cubes and wings. Now, here we have something a little more advanced. Taking the damage routing a bit further, we are moving up to legs. Now, if you don't know, legs are unlocked in T7, but I figured they are pretty good for at least demonstrating this point. I use quite a few of this design on my legs, so I figured I'd show it off. This is damage routing to the extreme. So your leg gets shot, and it's destroyed. The remainder of the damage is going to transfer to here, and then it has to transfer up to this block, then this block, then that one. Notice how, again, this isn't connecting to the main chassis. It has to transfer up, over, and then finally into the main chassis. Now compare that to this. It leaves the leg in the exact same position as the leg behind it. However, there are far fewer blocks that the damage is going to transfer into before it gets to the main chassis. You've got 1, and then 2, and then 3, and then you're into the chassis. So this process can be transferred over to any movement type. It's all about damage routing. As I have said, that is very, 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 very important in Robocraft. I cannot stress that enough. So finally, we'll be flying over to here to just give you some more cockpit designs, or how to attach your pilot seat, rather. Here is your very, very basic design. Not much else to say about it. I guess it has its uses, and these blocks do have slightly more armor. However, as demonstrated previously, this would most likely be the far greater choice. Because, take this out, you still have this one holding onto the pilot seat. Now, ejector seats are something that is, well, actually endorsed by FreeJam. It's not a workaround or anything. Now, this one is going to be blasting you forward. So say all the damage gets routed into this block, you're now essentially a seat with a thruster. Notice how this thruster is still considered a functional block, so therefore it's not going to make your bot destroyed instantaneously. Now, when designing a thruster seat, there's a few ways of doing it. You can have it going forward if you find yourself getting destroyed whenever you try and retreat back to the base, or you can have it like this if you prefer to attack people head-on until you're absolutely, totally obliterated. You can then use this thruster pointing backwards to hopefully get you back to your base, or at least close enough so an ally medic can heal you. There are a few other ways of doing thruster seats, such as a block like so, and make sure it's not connected to any other part. This will make a very, very fast ejector seat that goes upwards rather than backwards. If you really wanted to, you could have an ejector seat that somehow goes down, although they're not very effective. I would really recommend against them. Anyways, guys, that has hopefully demonstrated enough points to the newer players that they have some building ideas will hopefully stop people from getting one-shotted, at least as much as they did before. So yeah, if you like this video, don't forget to leave a like, share it around. If anyone else that you know is just starting out in Robocraft, hopefully this video can demonstrate some good bot building tips. But yeah, that pretty much covers everything, so thank you so much for watching, guys. I've been the Awesome Soul, and I'll see you next time. Take care.